Thing I want to say right off the jump is rest in peace to Savion Jordan.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. That was a shock.
That was crazy.
That was definitely a shock.
I mean, one, do you ever see it coming? One, you know? But two, it's just like, I was just talking to him. I see him at least once, I saw him at least once a week.
Yeah. You came into your job.
Yeah. That's when I saw him. So, you know, when I saw him there, it was always good vibes. It was always, how you doing, man? Good to see you, bro, yada, yada, yada. Always talking about music. Yeah, they sent me a song once. He's just a good dude.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've known him for a while, so he's always been a good guy.
Yeah. But it's kind of hurt out of nowhere type thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't really expecting it, you know. Unfortunate circumstances, though, you know, what happened. I'm not going to talk about it, but...
I feel you.
You feel me? But yeah, definitely sucks what happened to him. Absolutely,
man. That's just rest in peace to him. It really just puts things again in perspective for you. It really just, when you see someone your age who you grew up with pass away, it really starts to put things in perspective for you. I know when older people, you know, when they say, "Oh my God, we're old, all my friends are dying," they feel like they're about to die.
Yeah.
But like I feel that when someone who's so young like us, we gotta realize that life is very, very, very short. And then one of us could pass away in the next 10 seconds. If you know, so I think it just really teaches you to value everything more.
Yeah, man. You know, you can't take life too seriously.
That's my thing. I definitely
can't take life too seriously.
I take life way too seriously.
You only got one shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that mindset right there makes you take it too serious.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But you know, take it seriously your whole life, and then your whole life passes you by, and then. Did you even have fun?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw a tweet that says, "Take your career serious, but don't take yourself so serious where you start to push away others." Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know, and I get it, because when you're someone who's always so worked up about something, you're always on the go, it's draining for other people to be around you. So that aspect I do 100% understand. So rest in peace to you, man. I hope you listen to us, looking down on us, man. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Moving on, the NBA playoffs have been absolutely nuts.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
Some of the best playoffs in the past couple of years.
That's what I was saying. This is more entertaining than anything I've seen the past few years, personally. And it just, because everyone seems hungrier.
A lot more upsets, game sevens, buzzer beaters, you know, different teams. Yeah. You know, playing, so it's not the same two teams every single time. Right. You know, with the same outcome every single time, even though it might be the same outcome this year, depending on what happens in the West. But yeah, it's just good to see, like, real competition, you know, and not just blowouts every single time, you know? Right. And on top of that, you know, we're seeing one of my favorite moments so far, besides the Dame Lillard buzzer beater, was Steph against Houston in Game 6. Yeah, that was big, man. I mean, he just came up, he went, like, didn't score anything in the first half, and then second half went 33 points? 32 points. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, that just shows what a player he is. You know, even when you think he's out, he's not, you know, and he's going to show up on big games. Super clutch. So, I mean, it's just great basketball to see by him. And Houston did their thing. You know, they didn't play bad. I know CP3 and Harden, they played well. They just got outplayed. You know, it must be hard for them, though. I honestly do feel bad for them. I mean, it's... Had 5 years now? 4 years they've gotten knocked out by Golden State, and then 1 year by the Spurs. Like, what do you? And then 1 year by Portland. Well, that was back when that was back when Dwight Howard was there. But yeah. So I'm not counting that. Yeah. But I mean, what do you even? Do you come back next year with the same game plan? You can't come back with the same game plan. You know, it hasn't worked yet. You know, so you have to do something. I mean, whether it's trading people, switching up how you attack, but even then, like, I know that their contracts are horrible. Like, no one's gonna want to take on CP3's contract. You know, I mean, Capella was playing. There was a no-show this series. I mean, I don't know. I feel for Harden though. I do want to see him get a ring by himself, but some things need to change there. They definitely need to change, especially, you know, at the same time, you know, think about back in the 90s when the Bulls were going on a run. How all the great teams that the Bulls if the Bulls weren't the Bulls, they probably, you know, would have won some championships, but because they were playing against Chicago, you know, it's just a lot of great teams just got stopped. That's probably the same thing with the West. You got a lot of great teams, especially Houston. I mean, imagine if the Warriors weren't the Warriors of today, you know, I'm sure Houston would have probably won a couple rings at this point in time, but because they're going up against them, you know, it's just bad timing. You know, I mean, that's really what it boils down to. But I'm really hoping that something happens, possibly next year. You know, I know some players might leave the Warriors. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the offseason and how the Rockets are going to attack next season and see if they're going to change anything up.
Yeah, Game 6, Steph was godlike. Yeah. That performance itself was just like walk on water. The textbook thing, you're missing layups all series, not playing well, you're hurt, you dislocated your finger. He's shooting bad, Clay's shooting bad, KD's hurt, DeMarcus goes out in the first round against the Clippers, so it's like, what do they do now? They're against Houston. When the series started, I was like, man, what's kind of about to happen? They might have a chance, but then KD really starts showing out, and I'm like, I don't know about this one.
I didn't really think that. I had a feeling that Golden State was going to win regardless, even with DeMarcus out, because he didn't play the whole season, pretty much.
He played like the last 3 or 4 months of the season.
Okay, but still, I mean, it wasn't such a big impact, and they were still doing what they were doing. And before the season before that, they didn't have DeMarcus Cousins, right? So I mean, and they're still an elite team. They had 4 All-Stars, 5 All-Stars, so it's like, are you really that much of an underdog because you're not you don't have Cousins, So I didn't really think that they're going to lose. Maybe when KD went down, they might. I mean, Game 6 was Houston's chance. They had that was pretty much served on a platter to them.
Yep.
Steph didn't score at all in the first, half. They should have. They were at home. They should have just put it away, but they couldn't. They couldn't do it, and I don't know if nerves got to him or what. I know Harden turned the ball over 2 times in the last 2 minutes, and it was just. And I think he missed five free throws, and they lost by 5 points. So it's like, I mean, if you would have hit those free throws, it at least would have been to OT. Know, but hindsight's 20/20. So you can sit back and criticize people all day long about how they're going to play, but when you're in it, it's completely different. So I'm not dogging anybody on the Rockets, but I mean, it's just a great showing by the Warriors to show that they're still an elite team even without KD.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Houston's system. To me, it just reminds me of pickup basketball. You run, you shoot threes, you run, you shoot threes. I mean, they won games. They won games on the NBA level. Obviously, they're a good team. They won a lot of games, so I can't really be mad about that. I personally I don't like that style of play. I never thought it was really going to last because then you got situations where last year they missed 27 threes in a row or something ridiculous, however what it was.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not normal for them, So that was just horrible back last year. I don't even know. When I found out they lost 27 threes in a row, it kind of is almost like they're trying to beat the Warriors at their own game, and if you're going to do that, you got to be spot on with your threes, especially when you got KD, Curry, and Thompson all on one team, are you really banking on all of them not to be on? So, I don't know. Like I said, they're going to have to change something up next year I think if they really want to make an impact, because CP3 is not getting any younger. I think this year you could actually kind of see his age getting to him a little bit. He was actually healthy this time for the playoffs, so that's the first thing. I don't even know.
Because they were talking real crazy. Last year they were like, well, CP3 got hurt.
Exactly.
He was here this time, and they didn't have KD.
I don't know. I know CP3 he wasn't playing the best throughout the whole series, but that Game 6 he was definitely showing out. But you got to bring something more to the table. Hopefully CP3 comes back strong next year with some improvements. I mean, I don't know what you're going to improve on with his age and how long he's been in the NBA. You're kind of, at this point, you're kind of set in your ways.
Yep.
I'm hoping he can change something, though. Harden's going to be Harden. I'm not doubting that, but they definitely got to do something with the big situation. Capella needs to step up. If he actually showed up this series, that might have been different. But he was kind of like a non-factor. Right. And that's just not acceptable, especially in the playoffs. Yeah.
That was their NBA Finals. That's the hump they had to get over.
Yeah, because I honestly think if they would have beat the Warriors, they probably could have won the championship. The whole thing. So, but couldn't do it.
Now we'll never know.
Right, for real.
And one thing I really liked about Houston this year, though, they had a lot more perimeter defenders. They picked up Shumpert. They still had Joe Green, PJ Tucker, Chris Paul, and Austin Rivers. All solid perimeter defenders. Yeah. So they kind of bolstered up on defense, and I kind of liked it. And you still had James Harden, and Chris Paul's a good defender too. Yeah. So I really liked the addition that they had in the offseason. But now it's just a matter of execution, and then you've got to look at it. Somebody made a good point to say, that's why they're champions. Exactly. Because they play like it. Steph is a champ, and that's what champs do. They come back, they have good games. He was having a terrible series. Everyone was dogging him for the way he was playing. I was too. I'm like, man, what's going on with this dude? Missing wide open layups. I'm just like, what? But then for him to come back and did what he did, and that game right there, just if anybody ever questions Steph, which they really shouldn't, if they ever have that game, put all those to sleep. Yeah.
I guess now we're just going to see if that style of play in Game 6 carries over the Portland series.
Yeah.
Because Damian Lillard's not going to just hold up.
Nope.
You know, he's not gonna let up. And McCollum was nuclear in Game 7. I mean, he's why they won. He's the reason they won. You know, so I mean, if McCollum shows up, Dame does what Dame does. You know, we'll see what happens because they've been playing really well. You know, especially Cantor's been playing really well as well. Even though. Well, I think he has like a separated shoulder, which is just like what? Ooh. And he can't eat or drink anything
between sun up and sundown.
So I mean,
sorry, because what I heard on TV is that what he's been doing at halftime when the sun's down, he like peanut butter sandwiches and like
to kind of like
cheese snackers.
In the system. That's smart. But I can't even imagine playing and not being able to drink anything, eat. I would be dead. I would be drained. I don't even know if I'd want to play. But you know, that's what you need to do in the NBA. And so he's really showing up, which is great. You know, I think he's getting the opportunity that he's been wanting. Especially next year, when
Yusuf Nurkic,
he comes back. If he comes back this as well as he was playing this year. They actually might really be a problem, you know, because I guarantee if he was in the lineup, it would have been a completely different story.
They beat Denver, and they'd have been
a lot easier.
Who played the first round? OKC, they'd have smoked OKC. Excuse me, they'd have smoked OKC, and they probably would have beat Denver too, because guard play wise, Portland's guards outplaying everybody in the playoffs. So I just want to say that right now. Damian Lillard and CJ are outplaying everybody in the playoffs. Damian had a bad game last game, but you look at the overall performance. What he did to OKC in those 5 games was crazy. What he did against Denver was crazy. CJ's been consistently just going off. So those two themselves have outplayed almost every player in the playoffs besides Kevin Durant.
But yeah.
You know, but that's Kevin Durant.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you look at that.
And Kawhi Leonard, man.
And Kawhi, excuse me. He's been crazy.
We'll talk about him later.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, so. Man. Yeah, I know. I see MVP in his future too, but like I said later. So if you look at that, and then you add on Nurkic, who's already like a 15 to 10 kind of guy. Good defense now, though. He's a passing big man. On top of that, you have Enes Kanter, you have Zach Collins off the bench, Myers Leonard, Rodney Hood, who's been getting buckets, and Seth Curry, who's been going crazy. Who's been showing out too.
That's gonna be a nice little battle between brother and brother.
It is. That's a dream right there, man. That's crazy.
I honestly hope Portland wins just so they can have one for at least one time. You know, because I hate to be. I feel bad because he's always like in his big brother's shadow. You know what I'm saying? So if he actually get one over on him this year, that'd be great. And they actually might be able to, depending on who goes to the finals from the East, might be able to do something.
Well, I think it honestly be an even matchup because the way Portland's playing, Portland's one of the deepest teams in the league.
And they're executing. That's what matters. That's what matters. You could be deep all day long. You could have all the skills in the world, but if you're not executing, it doesn't matter.
It's like Philly didn't execute, and they're deep.
And they're deep, yeah. So, but Portland's executing. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder as well, which is nice, because they're trying to prove something. You know, even if they're not the underdog going into the series, I think in their minds they're still the underdog.
Right.
You know, so that makes them play that much harder.
Right.
And that's what you need to do, especially in the West, because the West is
treacherous.
Tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
So, this next series is going to be really, really exciting. I hope it'd be great to go to Game 7 again. Even if it doesn't, I know all the games are going to be super close, and the guard matchups are just going to be ridiculous. So, I mean, this might go down I could see it going down as one of the better playoff series in recent memory.
Yeah, for absolutely. Sure. In a while. I mean, we already had a few games that are already pretty historic games. Steph's Game 6, Dame Game 5 against OKC.
Yeah.
People forget that buzzer beater shot was dope. He went for 50.
Yeah, and that, like, how far out was that?
That was like 30-something feet. It was like 35 or 37 feet. Near half court. Did a side step.
And the thing is, like, that's such a comfortable range for him. Like, he hits those, like it's nothing. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, wow. Dame's just a different type of player, man.
Right, and you know what? So, what Paul George said, fundamentally speaking,
that was a bad shot.
That was a terrible shot.
Yeah. Most people should not take that shot.
There was only 3 people in the league who should be taking that shot. That's Dame, Steph, and Trae Young. That's it.
But for Dame, obviously it's a good shot.
Right.
You know, but I get what Paul George is saying. Yeah. It was a bad shot.
Yeah. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, what he did everything he could.
Exactly. I mean, he played good defense. You know, and especially at that far out, like, you expect people to make it other than Dame, you know, Steph and Trae. So it's like, I don't know. You did all you could do, but like I said, Dame's just on another level when it comes to stuff like that. So that's what makes him exciting, you know. And again, I've been saying this for the longest time. If Portland gets one more,
I've been saying that too.
It's over. It's over.
If they get AD, it's a wrap.
I don't think AD's gonna go there because he wants. I'm assuming he wants the limelight. My thing is this, like, okay, so like the Lakers didn't even make the playoffs this year. So I don't even know how. The only reason they're an attractive team is because LeBron's on the team. But the thing is, like, not that LeBron isn't one of the top players in the NBA, because that's obvious. He still is, but I wouldn't say he's the best player in the NBA at this point in time. You could easily argue that KD is. You know what I'm saying? So if he's on the decline, which just age-wise, everyone is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's inevitable. Right. Why would you want to play with an aging LeBron when you can go to a younger team that is going deep in the playoffs, has heart, and is actually a possibility that you can win that year? You get there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think if AD were to go to the Lakers, they may be able to go to the playoffs, but I don't know if they'd be able to just win automatically. You know? Well,
and you gotta look at it. The chemistry, in my opinion, the chemistry in the team, if I was there, I would imagine the chemistry in the team is terrible. And the organization is terrible. Because one, you tried to ship all us out, now all of a sudden we're cool again.
Right.
And then your boss quits, doesn't tell you anything. You know, like, why would I? And then they just had they just hired Frank Vogel for head coach. You got all this turnover.
And you have Jason Kidd as assistant coach?
Yeah, so the coaching staff is decent. But my thing, like you said.
I mean, Jason Kidd wasn't the best coach in the world, though.
I thought he did a good job in Brooklyn and Milwaukee.
I don't know, man. He was a little, I guess it wasn't terrible, but I mean, I guess for head coach, I mean, that's why he's the assistant coach, not the head coach.
But he's basketball smart. He's Jason Kidd.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's Jason Kidd, so he knows what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. So
especially for he'd probably be really a good influence on Lonzo as well as a point guard.
That's another thing.
So you can show him the ropes a little bit.
My peak, like Lonzo, and his peak to me is gonna be Jason Kidd.
Yeah,
that's his peak. A triple-double beast. Great defensively, and a good shooter.
I'd like to see Lonzo take some strides these next coming years.
Yeah.
Not because I don't think he's underperforming. I think just the hype that was around him, which I don't even think it was just because of his dad, was just talking him up. Everyone thought he was going to be like the next just phenom. You know what I'm saying? Like just immediately triple-doubles, scoring 35 easy. And when he didn't do that, everyone was like, oh, he's a bust. But I mean, if you look at his numbers and compare it to some of some legends, like he's right there. I mean, what year is this for him?
This will be year number 3.
Year 3 is right. I mean, he's still fresh in the league, so I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine. And I think especially with Jason Kidd's influence and just knowledge of the game as from the point guard position is gonna help make big strides. I hope at least. I hope.
I think he will. I've always been a fan of him. His jump shot definitely needs work. Everyone's a work in development. That's why I wasn't really a fan of LeVar and what he did, how he put Lonzo out there. It's always good to support your kids and condition.
I get what he was doing, but
that's foul.
That was way too much.
That made me uncomfortable. So, another thing is I make this point about LeBron. Upside to the situation, we're about to see a rest of LeBron. LeBron has been in the playoffs every year that we've been watching basketball. Literally every year, me and you, we've been watching basketball. He's been in the playoffs.
Yeah,
he's never missed a year until this year. So we're about to get a rest of LeBron, who just came off a losing season. Oh, he's about to go crazy. He's gonna have a great season.
LeBron can't win games by himself.
He can't win games by himself. But
I mean, I'm sure he'll come back strong and try to do his thing. But again, this isn't the East. He can come back strong, but Houston's gonna come back strong. Portland's gonna come back strong. Golden State's gonna come back strong. So and Denver's gonna come back strong. I mean,
that's a dynasty.
So many teams are just right there. I mean, they're
Sacramento.
Easily one shot could change series, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like the East where you're just going to bulldoze and bully your way to the top, you know what I'm saying? Like this is going to be a fight. So he's really going to have to prove that he is the best in the world again, And we'll see what happens, but it's not going to be as easy as it was when he was in the East with the Cavs.
Honestly though, if he was in the East this year, I don't know how he would do, because the East was really tough this year.
The East was super, super tough, especially with the addition I don't know if they would have got past Toronto, because
that's the squad. You got Giannis in Milwaukee, and that whip. You got Kawhi in Toronto. Philly wasn't a bad team.
Philly wasn't a bad team at all.
Even though they blew it. Boston was a great team. I don't know what happened to them. They tweaked hard. I had them going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I really...
Jesus.
I think
it's Kyrie's fault, bro.
I've seen reports from anonymous players. How true this is, I have no idea. But saying it's a little tough to play with them. It's all about him. I could see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could see that, but... I don't know. I don't know if it's. I want to see Kyrie win by himself, and I want to see him win a ring. I just don't know if he's that player. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's the one to lead a team. I think he's a really good number 2. I'd love to see him be a great number 1 though. But it depends. He has to take the ego out and be a team player and be able to make everyone around him better, just like LeBron did when he was on the Cavs. So we'll just have to see. But I heard rumors that he might go to the Lakers, which if he were to go to the Lakers, I feel like that would ruin his legacy, because it's just okay, yeah, you tried it with Boston alone, couldn't do it, so now you're gonna run back to LeBron and Lakers and try, and then it's like, okay, clearly you're basically saying I can't win without you, type thing, and do you really want that to be your legacy? Can't win without LeBron, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. He might go to New York with KD. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I don't understand why these players rush to these teams that suck.
I don't know.
Like, I get, okay, well, maybe you want to build your own, cool. But my thing is, I'm not going to the Knicks. I'm not, like, and this is kind of hypocritical of me to say, because we bash KD for going to Golden State. But I would like to see KD go to DC. They're ready. You have a good point guard, and great point guard, John Wall, excuse me. Bradley Beal's a good shooting guard. They have a decent squad around him. And you got Jabari Parker, you got Bobby Portis, which we miss him. Bobby
Portis, man.
Dearly. We miss him dearly here in Chicago.
He was great. He was really great.
So, I would like him to go to DC to be ready, but maybe he just wants to build up his own. Maybe he wants to go there and build his own squad up.
Possibly. I mean, that might be one thing. I honestly think it's just the location. Because you don't see people run into Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? You don't see people run into Orlando.
Right.
Even though they did make the playoffs, but you don't see them run into these smaller markets. Even though that they are better than the Knicks or the Lakers at this point in time. But you think about where they're located. Lakers are in Los Angeles, Knicks are in New York. These are big markets. Even though the teams are trash, I mean, look at Melo. I mean, he didn't really do nothing with the Knicks, but he stayed there for so long. He was making so much money. I mean, and New York loved him. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more so they just want the exposure, and the life that comes with it. Not that, I don't know. I mean, again, it's their career, their legacy. Right. Whatever they want to do, they want to do. But I feel like if I want to win, automatically, I'm gonna go to a team that's in the playoffs and they just need that one key player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Portland, for example. I'm not gonna go to a team that's just came off a tanking season, not barely even winning 20-something games. You know what I'm saying? Then going there expecting that I'm about to switch this whole team around in 1 year and make it to the conference finals. It's like, is that really possible? I don't think so. So we'll see what happens.
Definitely, guys. Well, we gotta take a quick commercial.
Like the conference finals?
Yep.
If I'm just being realistic, I think...
Hold on, let's do this. Who do you want to win? Who do you think will win?
I want Portland and Toronto to go against each other in the finals.
Okay.
I think that'd be super cool. I'm pretty sure Golden State's going to win, even though I heard that KD might not...
He's not playing
the first two games. So, I mean, maybe if Portland can grab those wins, they might be able to do something, but they need to grab those wins. I'm sure they know that. So, but I feel like Golden State's going to win the West. And I think it's a toss-up in the East, honestly. I mean, you got Giannis on the Bucks, but Kawhi is another animal, man.
He's a Hall of Famer, man. Y'all don't get it.
He's not playing. I don't know, bro. Like, he's just... I'm hearing comparisons from Jordan-like, and I'm watching him play, and I'm not saying he's the next Jordan, but I get why they're saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's taking games into his own hands, and he's performing well every single game, so I think that's a toss-up, but I would love to see Toronto win and get to the finals finally, and I think especially with the addition of Kawhi, they actually might be able to win, and I think if that happens, Kawhi's gonna stay, and it's gonna be his conference after that.
Interesting. So I am the same as you. I want Portland to win.
Yes.
Steph Curry's one of my favorite players of all time, but I want Portland to win. Now, in terms of how they're going to play, Rodney Hood, I believe, is also out for the first game with the bone bruise. He got hurt in Game 7 last night. So, with that, that's one of the key players off the bench. This first game, until Rodney Hood gets back, I might have to get the edge of Golden State. I want Portland to win, but I think Golden State is still going to win. It's that. Plus, Kevin Durant's only going to be out for 2 games right now.
Yeah.
Boogie Cousins probably is a comeback.
He said he might try to come back.
I saw a report today.
I don't even know why. Like, bro, just why would you rush an injury as significant as he just had, and you still have the Achilles that you might as well just sit out the rest of the season, or if anything, come back in the finals if they need you. But like, really, bro, like just why risk it? Bro. Just chill out.
Because you're already injury prone. Then you're trying to rush to come back to a team that don't even really need you, bro. Chill out.
Yeah, they really don't.
So, now looking here for per piece report, KD and Boogie are not even close to returning. They're not even on the court yet for practice. So, DeMarcus Cousins definitely isn't. I don't think he's coming back.
He's not coming back.
I think he was just wolfing. If he comes back, it'll be like Game 7 of the finals.
Yeah, and he's gonna put up like 2 points. Yeah, and, just to say, I contributed.
Yeah, and then 3 fouls.
Right. A couple texts.
Yeah. So that's all that's gonna be. I'm not worried about that. KD is the key though. If KD can come back, if he comes back this series, but if they get put into a wall, he's coming back.
He's gonna come back. But the thing is I don't know how significant that leg injury is. I mean, if you're missing 2 games and you're still not on the court, or just walking around, that might be somewhat serious. So I mean, he may strain it more. And I'm not gonna wish an injury on anybody, but it could happen, especially depending on how serious it is. And obviously, as a competitor, he's gonna want to come back. Especially if Portland wins these 2 games, he's gonna be like, I need to get out there and help my guys. So he's gonna come back. I just hope nothing gets re-injured worse, because he didn't look good when that happened.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was his Achilles, bro. I was hurt for a second.
Yeah.
I thought it was his Achilles. I'm like, no, God, no. Please,
yeah, that would have been tragic.
That would have been super. Because that's exactly how it happens. You take a step, and then it looks like you got shot in the leg. Shaq, Isaiah Thomas, Kobe. I thought that was it. I'm like, man, that can't happen. But I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because that would have hurt the league for the future, really. Because he's the next big thing in the league. I mean, him and Kawhi.
How old is KD?
Kevin Durant is 29, I think. He's either 29 or 30.
He's got a couple years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's got some prime left. In my opinion, he's the best scorer to ever play the game. Hands down. I don't think. I mean, I wasn't alive back when Kareem was playing, but at the same time, I don't hear anything about Kareem cross people over with a double crossover, step back, pull up 3. That's it.
I mean, it's, when you're 7 foot, how do you block the shots unless you're a 7-footer as well, but a lot of 7-footers can't move like he can. So I mean, it's just hard to guard that. So I can't really argue against that.
Nope, silky smooth jump shot, great handles, and he's becoming a better defender. I mean, all reality too. But back to the matchup, guys. I think Golden State is gonna win that. Now in the East, I want Milwaukee to win. I really like Giannis. I really like that squad. I think they're due for a W. Just because Giannis' hard work, listen to his story, I think is great. But I think Milwaukee's still going to take that series too. And I think even though they have Kawhi, and Kawhi is a beast, I think from a matchup standpoint, because Kawhi and Giannis are going to equalize each other out. I'm sure. See, the thing is, though, Kawhi's a better player than Giannis because Kawhi has a jump shot.
Yeah.
So Giannis is already going to be equaled out defensively. I think because Giannis is going to get his regardless. So I think they're going to equalize each other out. The key though is guard play and role player play. Toronto's role players besides Siakam and Ibaka have been playing like Kyle Lowry's not been playing good.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, man.
He's like stage fright, bro. He's not been playing
never
good.
Showing up like
No, he's not. So Eric Bledsoe, I think if Eric Bledsoe can show out, play good, Malcolm Brogdon, who's a great player, and all Brook Lopez, everyone else on Milwaukee, if they can show up, then I think it give Toronto a really hard time.
Yeah, definitely. But I think in the Philadelphia series, you can see that even with adversity, Toronto finds a way to win, especially with Kawhi on the team.
True.
So we'll just have to see because I think Kawhi just might have to turn it up another notch.
Yeah.
And go just score 50 every single game, which would be nuts. That would be so crazy, man. But I can see it happening just because he's been on such a tear recently. Such a tear. He might be performing the best out of the whole playoffs. Him or KD, Or Dame.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you look at the stats that he's just been putting up in these series, it's just like, bro.
Is he efficient, too, bro?
Super efficient.
And he looks super awkward when he plays. But except for the jump shot looks water. But everything else, when he dribbles, just looks so uncomfortable and he's so slow.
Yeah.
But he gets it done.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Fundamentals, man.
That's what it is. And the thing is, though, the thing that amazes me about Kawhi is the growth rate. He came in the league as a defensive stopper, and then over the course of 4 seasons, you just became one of the best players in the league and a Finals MVP. Like Jesus.
He's like I could argue he's like top 3.
I was just thinking about that. Him for me is gonna be, and this is everyone healthy.
Yeah.
Bron, KD, Giannis.
You think so? I don't know.
Healthy, Bron, KD, Giannis.
I don't know, because we'll have to see how LeBron plays next year.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think that was the worst injury he's had. Even though it wasn't like a horrible injury, but it clearly bothered him.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he comes back from that. And like I said, he's getting older. You know what I'm saying? So injuries affect you longer, you know? And you just have a natural decline. Not saying that he's just going to fall off a cliff, but we'll just have to see how he plays. But I think you could easily argue that KD's top 3.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, offensively and defensively, he's a monster. He's a monster. And I can't imagine playing against him. You know, how do you stop him?
I wouldn't want to.
You don't. I mean, you saw the last play. You saw. I mean, he had him beat on him and beat hand in his face and everything, and Kawhi just right over him. That shot's so iconic too. The way it bounced on the rim 4 times, whole crowd's silent, and then you just hear it going. It's just like, and then have you seen the picture that they had? Where he's crouched down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's gonna go down as one of the best.
Some
NBA
kid's gonna have that like their poster.
I'm gonna have that on my poster. I'm that kid.
Like that picture itself is amazing.
Iconic,
it's historic, bro. Kawhi is really having a Hall of Fame career. And I'm not gonna lie. When Kobe retired, I was worried like, man, who's gonna take over the league? And then Bron's here, and I'm like, man, when Bron retires, who's gonna take over the league? We good. We good for a long time.
Yeah, you know what? Do you think Kawhi's gonna leave next year? I don't think he's gonna leave.
I think it all depends on what happens. If they lose, I think he's gonna leave and go to the Clippers.
I don't think so.
Why is that?
I think because it'd be different if they lost second round, first round, then I could be like, okay, he's gonna bounce. But they made that deep of a run, you know, and they just depending on who they add to the team, they could actually do some damage, you know. So we'll see what happens. But if they make it to the finals, there's no way he's gonna leave, you know, because you're gonna leave a finals team. You know, I mean, it has been done, but I mean, you're gonna leave that team and you're gonna go to the West, where it's that much harder to compete. And you could stay in the East and you could dominate, or at least trade off with him and Giannis. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on what he wants to do, but I hope he stays in the East because I mean, Toronto loves him. You know, like they love him. You know, and then I don't know. I think that's it's his town now. You know, so why would you want to leave that? You know what I'm saying? We'll have to see.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for that. How do you feel about the MVP race so far? My nod is Giannis.
I think it's Giannis. I think
Giannis I think James Harden's overrated.
I think Giannis. James Harden's a dog, bro. He's a dog. Like
I just cannot.
He is a dog. I mean, I think Giannis is gonna take it just defensively because of defense and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I don't really think James Harden's overrated because he's not. You saw how he was playing, even with the eye injury. You saw his eye after that. I mean, it was red. I mean, and he still was playing. I think he proved himself this series. I mean, unfortunately, the rest of the team didn't really show up. You know, but I could see it. I could see James Harden winning. You know, and I wouldn't be upset if that were to happen. You know, but I think Giannis is gonna win, just because, like I said, the defense, and he's also doing really, really well as well.
I don't like how every single play you're flopping. You draw all these calls. You have this. Your favorite move is like a travel. 7 out of 10 times. I don't mess with that.
I mean,
I'm not trying to deny his talent, but that stuff right there is big to me. Like, we give you all this credit for scoring all these points and doing all this good stuff. Half of what you do is travel, so you get all these calls.
He's not the only person to do that, though. I mean, LeBron's you've seen. There's been videos of LeBron traveling.
Has it been this bad though?
Calls. A lot of players do it, you know, and that's how the game's evolved. You know, like he's just playing the game the way the rules allow him to play. You know?
I feel like
so I'm not mad at him for drawing fouls and stuff like that. Yeah, it's frustrating, you know. But if I guarantee you, if you're a Houston fan, you'd be, what? You just mad because you know exactly. So you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's just frustrating because he's not on our team. That's what it is. And superstars get calls all the time. It happened when Jordan was playing. It happened when Kobe was playing. I'm sure it happened when Magic and Bird were playing. So this isn't any different, you know. So I can't really get mad at him for that. And like I said, he's showing out. You know, he's doing his thing.
He's scoring a lot of points. He's done great. Yeah, absolutely. If they didn't have him, they probably wouldn't even meet the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I could see it going either way. I think Giannis is gonna win. But I'm not gonna sit here and say James Harden's overrated because clearly he's just not overrated.
I'm not a fan of. And my dad was explaining this to me. You're only playing the rules and doing, you know, you're just playing by the rules of what they allow. And really, Houston does that too. Chris Paul's a big flopper too. They do that kind of stuff. They only playing what they allow. But my thing is, I don't like that way of playing. And somebody put out a tweet the other day that I really liked. Like, you can't win a championship flopping, complaining calls, and all that kind of stuff.
You probably could, if you weren't playing against Golden State.
You know, I think we would have lost to Denver though.
You think Houston would have lost to Denver?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Denver's so young. They're so fast. Jokic is a beast. That's another player to look out for in the future.
Yeah.
That dude is like a surefire, almost Hall of Famer the way he's playing. So I think in terms of the way Denver's style of play versus Houston, I think Denver would beat them.
Maybe, but We're never gonna know.
What's the world may never know. All right, change up, guys. Logic dropped a new album. You are the biggest Logic fan that I know.
Yeah, man.
What'd you think of it?
Not his best work in the world, but there are definitely a couple of songs I really do like. Homicide with Eminem, I think it's crazy. I think both of them just kill it. I don't even want to talk about Mama / Show Love with YBN Cordae. Hard. YBN, he just comes in nuts. Like, I mean, he's going on tour with them too. Him and JID, which is gonna be. I gotta go.
We there.
Gotta see that. Keanu Reeves is dope. Still balling with Wiz Khalifa is dope. I mean, I don't know. I think Logic's a dope rapper. People can call him corny all day long, but you can't deny his flow. You can't deny the bars. You know, I mean, if you're talking about just rapping ability, he's up there. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's cool. I'm a Logic fan.
I'm a big fan of Logic. You know, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, right? And I want to get your opinion on this. He feels that Logic has no original sound, no authenticity. Let me pull up the messages just to make sure I can verify this correctly. He feels that Logic doesn't have an original sound to him. He feels like that he is just kind of a little bit all over the place. Man, let me not misquote this guy. Logic has no identity. He mimics Eminem Kendrick constantly. He mimicked Kanye beats on the Spaceship album. His next step is to find an authentic identity. Do you, as the biggest Logic fan that I know, feel like he has an authentic identity?
Yeah, I do.
I feel like that too. I feel like he does. I feel like he has his sound. His sound, like no one else sounds like him.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, so I don't know. A lot of people are influenced by M. You know, I'm sure Kendrick was influenced by M. You know, just because you rap fast doesn't mean that you sound like every other fast rapper out there. You know, especially if you do it as well as he does. I think the beats are great. You know, his producers are just nuts. I love the beats that he chooses for his songs. They're always hard or smooth, depending on which route he wants to go. You can switch it up with the whole Bobby Tarantino, Young Sinatra, you know, and Logic personas and stuff like that. And if you listen to the album, then they are significant sounds, you know, and they are, original to him. You feel me? Especially back in the mixtape days as well with the whole Young Sinatra thing. So I mean, I don't know. I just think he gets a lot of hate because he's a positive dude, and you know, I guess you could talk, like I said, you could say what the stuff he talks about is corny, but I mean, I guess positivity's corny in today's hip hop world, you know. So I don't know though, but I think he's dope. I definitely think he has an original sound. I don't know what else you can say about him. Like his skills are just up there, top notch. His flow, delivery, beat selection, storytelling. If you want a theme, you could find plenty of albums where he has a whole theme, you know, throughout the album. I mean, what else do you want from him? You know, I mean, he's a creative dude. He just wrote a book. I think it was like best selling. I'm pretty sure he has like a show in the works. So I mean, man, just let the man live. You know, like, I don't know what else I want from him. I really do not know what else he wants from him. Especially when all these rappers are giving him so much praise. You feel me? It'd be different if like he was like on some Russ, where like nobody likes him in the rap community.
I don't know why. I think Russ decent.
He's not. I don't know. He's not bad, but I guess more so the way he comes off and the way talks about people is one thing. But Logic, he's getting so many just praise from all these legendary rappers, but the fan knows best. You know, the consumers are like, oh no, he's corny. Despite what M says, despite what Juicy J says, despite what all these Wiz Khalifa says, despite what all these people say, corny. I don't care what they say. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, really? Yeah. Do you really think he's corny, or are you just hating? You feel me? Because apparently they don't think he's corny. If he really was corny, then would they really want to collab with him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Would M shouted him out on his album? No, he wouldn't have. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is with him, but like I said, I think it's just a lot of hate that's unnecessary, especially after that whole Everybody album.
I wouldn't tell Everybody.
I mean, I get that, but I understand where he was coming, what he was doing with that album. It was a lot of positive music that was coming out, and he was saying things that making songs for people that usually they don't make songs for. With the whole Suicide Hotline song, yeah, it was clearly probably more for radio play, but the topic, the subject matter of that song was needed. Who's talking about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I don't know, man. I like what he's doing. If any rapper really has a problem with them, I'm sure no one's gonna battle him. No one's gonna battle him. I think Jordan tried to do that, and what happened with that? Jordan Lucas tried to he kept coming at him. Logic was not even paying him attention. Then on one of the Bobby Tarantino tapes, one song, I think it was Yuck, destroyed him. and then you don't hear anything sense from him from Joyner to Logic. You still hear about Joyner, but I mean, I don't know. What is he doing in the game? You know, I know he's doing stuff, but like
he just dropped a song that everyone kind of likes. Something to do with graveyards. I forgot the name of the song. My boy was telling me to check it out. So he has that going. I like Jordan Lucas.
He's not bad. I'm not hating on him whatsoever. He's a dope rapper, but you know, it's kind of like the little guy trying to start beef with the big guy just for some clout. You know, that's how I see it.
Interesting. You put me on Logic. I'm not gonna say act like a day one. I'm definitely not. But Under Pressure is probably my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's his best album for sure. It's dope. It's crazy.
Under Pressure's fire. Young Sinatra 4 to me was pretty good too.
Yes.
I really like that project, and it came out around the same time Carter 5 came out. If you guys don't remember, but to me,
better than Carter 5.
Oh, guys, it's way better than Carter 5. Like it's not even funny. Not even funny. So I think that he doesn't get enough credit as much as he does. He wants to talk about just straight up rapping skills, and I know I've said this theory to you before. I know other people have said it, but he goes through the whole thing. Okay, I'm black and I'm white. Cool, that's your story. But he looks white. However, I always thought about this theory. J. Cole is black and white. A lot of people don't know that. But he looks black.
Black, right.
So I've always wondered if J. Cole put out the same kind of music, would he get as much attention as Logic?
If he looked.
If he looked white,
but made the same music.
Correct.
I don't think he would get as much praise.
I'm indifferent about it because Forest Hills Drive is a classic. I don't care what
J. Cole's J. Cole. So
exactly.
No one's going to deny his skill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, think about this. Look at a lot of the white rappers. Look at Mac Miller, for example. Now, Mac Miller, rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Rest in peace.
But before he passed, the albums he was putting out were quality albums. Like, they were all good albums. You know, his last album wasn't just the one that was like amazing. But the minute he passes, everyone's like, oh, he was amazing, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then it was on the best, you know, it was up for the best rap album, which we had this conversation, but I don't think if he was alive that would have made it, personally. Because none of the other albums really got as much praise as that one did, even though they were just as good. You know, but because he was a white rapper, I think he wasn't getting as much publicity as a lot of these other African American rappers. Right. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Logic. And you also gotta think about like the type of guy Logic is, you know what I'm saying? Like the type of clothes he wears, like he does Rubik's Cubes, plays video games. I mean, he's a nerd. Like he's himself. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like that he's himself. So I mean, he's not like, I guess, the typical rapper. He doesn't talk about the typical things, you know. He doesn't look like the typical rapper. He looks white, you know. Yeah. So I mean, all those things kind of put together, and you're gonna look at him like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? But I agree that I think if Logic probably looked a little more black, everyone would be like, oh my God, this guy's amazing.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Same thing with J. Cole. If he looked a little more white, he would just be another white rapper, you know, that's trying to be cool. Like, you know, you feel me? So like, I don't know. I think race does definitely play a big part in hip hop. Because I kind of think people don't want someone to be on a top pedestal that isn't black. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. I can definitely see that. You know, other than Eminem, but Eminem's Eminem. You feel me?
The reason why Eminem got so much shock and so much value, so much praise, because he was the first of his kind, and there will never be another Eminem.
And you gotta think about what he talked about as well. Like what the Southern Man, what he talked about was just like, bro,
all over the place. He was so weird.
Yeah, like super weird. But then he also had you had Dre and you had 50 Cent. You know, so he was definitely put on a pedestal. And even then, like people were hating on him then. You know what I'm saying? So like, but clearly he persevered, and now he's the best selling rap artist of all time.
I think it's Drake.
Or artist of all time. I don't know. I have to look at the numbers. I'm pretty sure Eminem's like the #1 selling artist of all time. At least rap. Either way, like, I'm sure there's been plenty of good white rappers, Asian rappers, Mexican rappers, all types of rappers. But because hip hop is a more African American genre, where it's come from, where it originated, a lot of people don't want someone that isn't African American to be up there because it's not their music. You feel me? Which I think is just kind of stupid to me. Yeah. If you're a good rapper and you make good music, then what's the problem? You know, like I don't know, bro. I just think it's a lot of politics in hip hop.
I think and I don't know if it's as prominent as it is now because time has evolved, things have changed, but. You know, M really made it to the top, but also I feel bad for rappers that have come out that are white because there's the only one person you're gonna get compared to, and that's
M.
That's M, and that's not fair. It's not fair to them at all. I'm not trying to knock their talent, these other white rappers, but it's not fair to get compared to one of the greatest dudes of all time. It's like every time we see a great player come in the league. Oh, he's next Bron. Oh, he's next Kobe. Oh, he's next Mike. It's not fair, bro. Like, let them be themselves individually.
Exactly. And a lot of people might not even want to get to that level, you know? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, music is so... When it comes to music and what artists choose to do, I don't really get mad when artists don't do exactly what the fans want them to, you know, or expect them to, because at the end of the day, it's their music. You know, if they want to make something that they feel is dope, or, you know, if they're going through something in their life and the music that they're making is just a reflection of what's happening to them, you know, then let them make the music. You know, I mean, like, a good example with my favorite artist, Kid Cudi. Now he's, you know, back into everyone loves him. You know what I'm saying? But a couple years ago, people were dogging his albums because they weren't what Man on the Moon 1 and 2. And it's just like, you know, let the man be creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we praise him for. But then when he creates something that we don't like, it's like, oh, he's horrible, this and that, because it's not the sound that we want. You know, like, he has other influences as well. You know what I'm saying? He's going through his own things in life, so let him make his own music. You know, like, it doesn't always have to please everybody. You feel me?
When it's all said and done these next few years, Kid Cudi's gonna go down as one of the most influential artists of this generation.
Ever.
He's inspired.
Yeah.
Ever.
One of the most influential. You gotta think about it, because he's influenced Kanye. And Kanye is one of the most influential ever.
Yeah.
Do you feel me?
Sidebar, I will never forget this. Marcellus, I'm never gonna let you live this down. I was on Facebook and I shared an article saying how Kanye West is the most influential artist like ever. And why are these dudes come at me talking about some Lil Wayne's more influential than Kanye West? I said, what are you talking about?
I don't think so.
Bro?
Lil Wayne's stupid influential though. Like, he's super influential. But I personally think Kanye,
I mean, come on. Kanye gave us Drake, Cole, Kendrick, Common, Kid Cudi.
Oh.
Dude, everybody.
Travis Scott.
Everybody. All of your favorite. Come on. That pissed me off. That was like 4 years ago, and I'm still kind of upset about that. But I mean, come on, bro. Like, bro, I hate the kind of disrespect. But anyway, back to the topic. I don't feel like they want you to fit this mold. Even if you don't fit this mold, then you're just not the one. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of messed up. It's like a really controlling family.
And what mold even is that? You know, like, I wouldn't even. If Kid Cudi made this, Kid Cudi, Kanye, J. Cole, any rapper, top rapper today made the same music they made on their first album, and it just sounded the same, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm bored of this now. Like, can I get something different? You know what I'm saying? That's my personal thing. Like, if it's the same sound on every single album, like, I guess I can visit that album when I want to hear something like that, but like, it's not gonna blow me away. Like, if you say, oh, I'm gonna drop an album, like, okay, well, I know what to expect from that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be really that excited for it. You feel me? But like for a Cudi album, for example, like when he's like, yeah, I'm about to drop a new album, I'm like, bet. Like, I wonder what direction he's gonna go now. Like, what is he gonna do? What sounds are he gonna bring to the table? You know? So I love when artists kind of go out of their comfort zone and try something different. You know?
Definitely. But one thing I do, now again, my friend I was having this conversation with, we were talking about, you know, rappers evolving. A lot of rappers don't evolve because, one, what do you evolve into? Some rappers can only, like, they're in a box. That's the only thing that they can do. I feel like, for example, Offset evolved. Father of Force, Flames.
Yeah, Offset definitely evolved.
You know, but some rappers, you see, like, what can they really evolve into because they already have everything that they would need. We're specifically talking about Logic. You know, say he doesn't evolve, but what exactly can he evolve into? He can tell a story. Maybe he can tell more stories. I think, personally, what Logic could do, I think that he could tell a little bit more stories. I think that he could maybe try not to sing. And one thing that he did I did not like, the song Clickbait, the one about Charlamagne.
Yeah, I got a theory about that, but go ahead.
Clickbait was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible, it was alright, the beat was nice. He started going off on some random tangents about, like, I did this and I did that. It was weird, like, about, like, drugs, pop pills, and he threw up on my some. I didn't like that part. That was weird. So I feel like if he's living more consistent and just tell stories more, actually slow down when he raps, because he can rap. We all know he can rap fast. So you slow down when you rap and you still keep it fire. That's dope right there. That's dope. What are you gonna say?
I was saying the clickbait thing. I think I have no idea how true this is. Yeah, but clickbait, obviously everyone knows, like, clickbait, you know, you got the title says one thing and you're like, oh, that's interesting, click it, and it's a completely different story. Right. You know, I think that's the same thing with the song. Like, everyone, you see clickbait, you're like, oh, it's about to click fire, and it's just not what you thought it was going to be. I personally didn't like that song too much, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's kind of funny that that's, you know, that was the title of the song, and then, you know, the song is like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? So I can see that, you know. But I don't know. I mean, Logic, he's talking about experimentation. He just dropped an album called Supermarket for his book. It's not even a rapping album. It's not even a hip hop album. It's like an alternative song.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is Supermarket on this album?
No, it's a whole album. Like it's for his book, because his book's called Supermarket, so it's like a soundtrack to his book. You feel me? So, but yeah, I listened to that, and it wasn't what I was expecting. But there's some songs on there that I actually like, you know. So I mean, but again, like I was saying, like I don't get mad when artists try something different. You know, if they have other influences. Not every hip hop artist just listens to hip hop.
Right.
You feel me? And you know, like if they want to make a rock album, let them make a rock album. Lil Wayne made a rock album. Wasn't the best. Wasn't the best in the world, but he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But he tried it. But I mean, I'd rather him try it than just never make one. You know, even if he's been dying to do it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like Kid Cudi says, "What Band of Horses is one of his favorite bands of all time." You know, and that's not, if you talking about what's not hip hop, that's not hip hop right there. You feel me? But I mean, but you can kind of even tell the influences from that. So I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of artists out there, Kanye, Cole, Kendrick, that have so many other influences that we don't even know about. You feel me? That play into the songs. Or maybe they even want to make certain types of music, but because they feel like, well, fans really aren't going to feel it, I'm not going to do it. You know, so.
For sure. Well, guys, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Where can they find you at, sir?
All social media is just type in Pierce Anderson. It's Pierce Anderson, SON at the end. I'll pop up for sure. I don't use Facebook though, like ever, so don't look me up on Facebook.
You guys can find me, and I'm gonna take your advice. I'm gonna change everything to one because I'm starting to run out of breath. Facebook at Devonn Overstreet in School Detention, Twitter at DCJ15, Instagram at DevonnaLan, YouTube at In School Detention, and you can find me here every Monday from 5 to 6 p.m. here on WRLR 98.3. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a blessed week. Stay out of trouble and drive safe, guys. R.I.P. Savion.